down. The pre-fire Superman. Maybe shouldn't be getting away with this one. He's left into the 1v1. Superman.
Tiene la tercera, pero Basile dice que no. 3-1. Con la primera. Sigue aguantando.
Here with the coach of Leviatán, Idopapa, excuse me, running away with Icebox. I want to ask you about the meta we're in right now, because I talked to you last time about confidence, but right now we're not seeing a ton of changes in your end on the agent comp side. Why not?
I think there's a lot of changes that we did composition-wise, but it's not on maps with established meta. So, for example, the Neon changes didn't really affect Icebox that much, so Jet is still supreme there. So there's no reason for us to change there, but for example, on other maps, there's a lot of changes, and yeah, we're going into Sunset now. We're gonna see Neon.
Oh, so you're saying you're gonna see Neon on Sunset?
See Neon, yeah.
Is Astos gonna get Neon?
We'll see.
We'll see. Well, best luck on map 2.
Welcome back, everybody. Geek Heavy here, of course, with Athena and Wyatt. Now, I gotta say, Lev just ran away with Icebox, but EG, they're still in the game. Of course, we're gonna be heading over to Sunset. Let's talk about some of the star players, though. So there's like lots of highlights for us to start with. Athena, Mazzino was on fire.
I mean, he was just going crazy. Right off the bat, Leviatán understood the assignment. They knew that they could not let this team of EG get onto site and set up for their post launch, because it's going to be almost near impossible to retake through all these walls, and Mazzino just did such a great job as the B anchor.
Yeah, you can just see how well he's doing when it comes to playing around the walls, finding the timings to actually hold them and then back off, not get caught by any EG players trying to burst through. And then when the sides flipped and they were on attack, Lev were so good, and especially him at being really active in the post plants, pushing in deep, holding aggressive angles, and he was able to find even more kills doing that.
Yeah, I mean, and even if you just look at this, I mean, Leviatán side just putting up numbers, every single player doing their job. Mazzino using his push wall to set up Icebox multiple times with the operator, and of course, Icebox just being Icebox, doing Icebox things, using that jet to such a good degree. I mean, he set up his operator, he played aggressive, and if you look, this first blood percentage, I mean, 5-1. He took so many first bloods, and it was just crazy.
Yeah, and then on the opposite side, the most first bloods any player got on EG was Superman. He had 3, but he had 4 first deaths as well, which it's just tough to be that, point man when you're playing on the Clove. Like the last time they played, Jaw was actually 5 for 1 on first kills and first deaths, but he's on ISO. He has the shield, he can survive, take a fight, that kind of thing. They're really struggling in that department, and I mean, Lev were just able to convert all of their first kill rounds.
Yeah, because they have the Sage, so it's just like Superman had to go in and kind of take those first bloods, and it was just a little bit rough. I mean, for me, going into it, we did see Jaw get a little silly with the Sage walls, doing whatever he could do, kind of building, jumping on top. But for me, it just left a lot for me to want more, basically, from EG. They just played so good. And I feel like it kind of goes to show the importance of a duelist kind of on this Icebox map. When you have like all that verticality and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know what? Fortunately, we have Coach Potter standing by and see what she has to say as we head into map 2.
Here with Coach Potter of EG. I said your name right, apparently, didn't throw anything else in there. Something I want to ask you about is kind of your tendency to call 2 tack timeouts in the first half. When you think something is going wrong, you tend to just, try to stop the bleeding right away. When you move into the second half, do you wish you had another timeout? Do you wish you hadn't called something? Or do you believe in kind of the half talk to let them take the second half and run with it?
Yeah, no, I obviously wish that I had the second timeout going into the second half. I don't think it's a good tendency to have at all. It sucks that our game plan didn't work out. It's on me. I think the first few rounds, what we thought was going to happen definitely did not, and we were unable to read the room. But the good news is Sunset is one of our most favorite maps. We're coming into map 2, coming into familiar territory, and we're starting on the attack side first. So we got to win this pistol, Liz.
I believe in you. Best of luck.
Yeah, Coach Potter, she knows what she's doing. I mean, she definitely, she tried to turn things around. She made that, they took that timeout early on to see if they could turn things around. Unfortunately, they were unable to, but we are headed to map 2, and it's Sunset. Wyatt?
It is Sunset.
It is Sunset. The Sunset.
This is where we saw them go crazy with the Neon, where Jaw debuted that. What I'm worried about, everybody, is Lev on this map. They were so good on this map during Stage 1 regular season.
Yep.
I was blown away by their Gecko and Breach play. That little duo in tandem, the utility was so good. And then at Shanghai, their performance against Foot was atrocious. I mean, there were the shocking stuff. That's when King, there was in the 2v2, he TP'd away from his teammate. When the spike was down and they lost 2 1v2s. That map was the lowest point that Lev have ever had. Now it is time to bounce back, and I need to see at least a solid game from him here, even in a loss, to just feel content.
I mean, hopefully from that first game, they have the momentum to kind of not be like that again. I think the biggest thing that we saw them do before in Stage 1, which is exactly what you said, was their protocols based on the util. And actually, we are going to see the Icebox Neon. I love this so much.
You were hoping for this.
Yeah.
We got it. This was the point of this matchup even happening. We needed to see Neon versus Neon. Like I said, if it didn't happen, I was going home. I'm glad we've got it. Georgimo, obviously, in that game against Loud, he was just breaking ankles, styling on everybody. So this matchup is just, these look like the 2 best Neons we have in North America. I mean, actually, they definitely are.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like this is going to be crazy explosive because for both teams as well, no matter what side you're on, Neon has to be super aggressive to get any sort of that map control and kind of put the opponents in their place. And I kind of like the Sova too coming in from Calm. Calm is such a good Sova overall. His util is just amazing. So with that combination, I think it's going to be a great game just to watch.
Absolutely. Well, we are headed to Sunset and let Mimi and Ender cast the game.
Thanks very much. Yes, this is an important game for Leviatán. They win this map, they lock in playoffs. And for EG, if they win this one, they get themselves a much better position in the standings, have a chance to fight on map 3.
Yeah.
And to decide it's Neon versus Neon.
It's going to be so sick. Right now, EG is right on that edge of 6th place and making it up into the top 6 for playoffs. Headed into Sunset, though, Potter seemed very confident coming into this map. Was a bit self-critical of the read she had going into that first half, but feeling a lot better about the start of this one. Gotta win the pistol, she says. That's what we're going to be looking at here for EG.
And the guy who might just win the pistol for them, Georgimo. This comp is built to set him up for success.
Early mid work from EG right now. One Prowler clears out, says there's going to be no mid aggression yet, but look at the instant response from Lev. Already moving back up here to potentially refight back into mid.
But instead, EG will re-clear into A main. There are Cypher trips here to hold though.
I like the little push and pull, right? EG bait that rotate over, instantly go back over into the A space. Still the util like you're talking about, but now they've got some pretty forward angles. EG looking in this with Supermen. Paranoia if they need it to go ahead and scale on forward. There's just 3 players completely locked back into shop as EG scale up to the plant. Hold on.
Calm gets one. I think that was just spamming away through the smoke. Onto Derek peeking through the one-way. Apoth is working on a flank though. And his teammates are buying time for him on this side. He's already heard at least 3 players in this position, but if the timing's not right, could fall to King. Clearance is there. King wins it. Big for Lev. Now EG forced to fight into spawn. The flash from Lev is a great reaction, and they've got a 4-on-1.
Nature with a whole lot to do. Gets the spam himself, and now another one through the smoke. Somehow making it look close, but the Xeno will finish things off for Lev.
I love how active Lev are getting on this defense early on, starting with that default take towards A main off the one-way, going back into mid to set up for a re-clear, and then resetting up for this retake on A as well.
I'm pretty sure they were baiting footsteps, rotating through mid, right? Because I forget who it was. I think it might have been Tex on the rotate, ran through that mid space to regroup with the team, while King was walking behind him. Apoth tried to take that space behind that first rotator, and then he's got the teammate holding for him.
And re-clearing that mid lurk is a super critical step in your retake that a lot of teams can miss in that chaos.
Yeah, because if you don't feel comfortable taking through that mid space, you've got to rotate all the way back to your spawn. It is not a good time.
So EG, another pistol round loss.
Not the way they wanted it.
I must wait a moment.
Got a fair amount of pistols into this one. I think you'll see EG not going for so many sheriffs. Instead, they'll go for the 450 or 500 pistols so that they can make sure they have full armor. The threat of an Icebox outlaw. It's a little bit too much to buy into the second round.
Apoff on a lurk through mid. Not going to be spotted out here, but also not looking the right way. Right
next to each
Cyphers are
other.
just back to back. How is this
the heck?
all gotten so strange? It matters not. Icebox will simply get the kill onto Apoff and regain sanity in this round. EG has a paranoia though. Slide coming off that 1-2. Players are seized in this position, but that aftershock was so clutch. I think coming out of Mazzino there, still 2 kills for EG.
EG are getting kills, and Icebox might be a little bit on his own. Finds the head of Supa as the rest of his team comes out from market. Jaw isolated on site with the frenzy, but gets that kill. Leviatán are kind of getting run around on. Now they can focus their attention back into main. Forced off of the spike, and King is going to be picking up some kills here. I fear, yeah, they go down 1 by 1. And Leviatán will secure a slightly shaky round 2.
Yeah, got a little odd there towards spawn with EG picking up a few kills.
Talk about spawn, talk about market. There's 2 Cyphers like running circles around each other.
Whole round was weird. So EG, like you were mentioning, kept himself enough money to have basically full armor on everyone but Derek into this round. Icebox, regardless, though, not going to go for that outlaw.
They do have 3 guns themselves. Actually, look at Icebox's positioning up in top mid. That usually indicates some kind of early aggression. Could have a fault line going right down that line for a quick slide into tiles.
Omen paranoia, maybe even.
Here we go.
There's the stun. There's the slide. Perfectly set up for Icebox. He's cleared all the way through A. EG will push on the other side into this B site.
Yeah, good news is B is open. Bad news is no smokes in the post plant for Evil Geniuses.
So Tex has an opportunity here to fight forward with just the share of the cage. Will block the vision for a moment, and Jaw, a great fight there towards spawn, evens this back into a 4v4. This post plant is full off site.
Both our Neons are getting active. The Leviatán have to reclaim a lot of this territory. Smoke goes down on the left side, making it very hard for EG to play together from main. And yeah, Icebox takes off the head of Jaw. They've all got to swing down the same line straight into Icebox. It just isn't going to happen. The defuse has been stalled out for the time being. Now a stun and the refight from EG. They get 2. And the spike is going down. We're just playing for kills now on Lev. Icebox will get his 3, but EG get the round.
Somehow pulling that one off. Lev had a beautiful start to the round. The setup to kill the Omen over towards A. But, I mean, the protocols on that B post line, I think they did such a good job of picking that early timing to get Jaw fight into backside.
Yeah.
Then finding the right moment to retreat and win out in that late round. It was a tough one to navigate.
It was very important to equalize there.
Yeah, that kill from Jaw is everything.
Yeah, even with not having the strongest arsenal for themselves, they'll be set in this one. And I already see that Icebox has the zappy hands ready to go again, looking to get back out into mid. This time diving on the fault line straight up heavy, but EG are prepared for it. Fault line not going to slow down Icebox too much, but Superman will get his revenge from the last round.
Calm backs away, was getting chased down by that Prowler, and Mazzino has walked through main. This round's getting weird, but while all that was happening in mid, Icebox took elbow on A, and the hit is coming off of that. Ult in for Superman.
Not ready.
But info coming and a flank on its way.
I think that camera spotted him. That one good for watching the flank and for watching shop. There's also a trip on that line as well.
Calm has a dart up in 1 second. That'll be the cue for this retake. In goes the dart, a slide forward. Jaw wins it despite being stuck in a trip. Now Mazzino on this flank has so much to do. Has to buy time, pressure for his teammates fighting on the site, but Supa's got the kill onto Calm. And he's gonna stick around on site to do more. Good flash, buys time, King down. And Mazzino was always alone on this flank, will run out of time and options in the round.
Evil Genius is a great response this time around. Seeing that, hey, Icebox just ran the aggro piece against you, but also seeing the slightly damaged economy, seeing the ultimate in his hands, expecting something aggro. And I thought the quick stun coming out from Nature in response was a great way to equalize this game. Right there, Superman getting the kill on that as well. It was Calm that got the fight up against Jaw, but was quickly traded out on the opposite side.
Thus far, the game has been a little bit less about the Neons than you'd expect, really coming down to these late round fights on the site and how players like Derek and King on the other side have been able to navigate it.
And it's because Lev have chosen to just blow up the rounds at the start twice in a row, which has given EG very easy side takes. It's turned into a full retake simulator, and
I mean, here he
no
goes
stranger
again.
Here.
One way up in main. That's an orb taken for the Sova.
The difference is the aggro into main invites that pressure to come in response from mid for EG, so they threaten their way into market. Jock can look for these little fishes, and you'll see him do this a lot. With the change to Neon having 2 slides, the way EG usually play isn't just running into a site where no one's there. It's sending him for those slides to peek into A main, to peek into market, find those kills.
Tex is about to swing into a lot of players here, but he's ahead of everyone else. Beautiful shot by Tex. He won't get away with that one, though. Ultimate now sent in, and a follow-up is good from EG. Mazzino, he was a problem on Icebox, and he's looking to make himself one yet again. Derek, though, winning the fight. And Icebox stuck behind a smoke, waiting for the second flank of this round to come in as Icebox straight through his smoke finds a double and has flipped this round on its head.
Unbelievable what Icebox has been able to find. Now APOF has to go on a bit of a mission, only 30 seconds to work with. At the same time, 30 players are trying to gather up together.
Tom is coming up through mid. APOF is not watching for it. And he's not ready. Leviatán steal a round away off an Icebox 2K.
Actual highway robbery there on the low buy. That shot's nice.
Yeah.
But even then, EG were in a winning position. It was just more players kept swinging. Like Mazzino comes around that corner after two teammates die. Then Icebox comes through a smoke after his entire team is dead.
What players shift walk through a smoke into 2 and get both?
Icebox. He's revolutionized his game. You remember Icebox from hit moves like Gira, Icebox, Gira. Now we introduce Shift W Icebox.
And we're seeing it again, a walk down mid for Lev.
He's truly perfected it.
Yeah, taken to the new pace.
Leviatán have really mixed up round to round how they've called, constantly keeping EG on their toes.
Superman.
Oh, they're
Here's
creeping.
The footsteps.
They're creeping, and Icebox is
That was a fake
TP! It's a 1-for-1 at the end. Somehow Super's the one to stay alive.
I mean, Paranoia to fight back in. Lev still have 2 players stuck. Mazzino had a lineup, only gets 1, and now Calm in trouble. His rifle soon to fall as his teammates have died around him. It's only Calm, and the connection's not there in time. EG win that round off a rough buy from a walk through mid.
One of the wildest situations I think I've ever seen there. Superman just TPing in place. I don't know if he meant to do that. It was a mistake. Either way, it kept him alive. I mean, yeah, part of the plan, I suppose. Super's just full stunned right next to Icebox. It's a great little fight back. And I mean, EG had just lost to a low buy. Now they win a low buy. Potter doesn't know what's happened.
She can't contain herself. Okay.
Silly business.
Lev is just blowing the top off every one of these rounds. This time, a little more reasonable. A taken to B main with a one-way, and EG slowly clearing through mid.
It's wild, though, how often Lev are looking for these forward postings in mains. Again, leaving a big gap in mid, but quickly responding to crunch back into that space.
Icebox, no stun to buy himself in some space. That's 2 ults, maybe even 3 send into mid. Rolling Thunder, Fade ult, and the exchange ends with no gain for either team.
On a round with 2 rifles, trying to activate a trap play against the market contact. But now EG are heading into one of the only rifles Lev have on the B site. It's in the hands of Icebox. It's been wild these last couple of rounds. But EG have the Rolling Thunder ready to rip, and I don't know if Icebox can fight through that.
He's blinded, but will be able to run away. The ult actually getting saved for the post here. Dodgemo one way as the lurk from mid starts to come through. And Mazzino goes past APOF. He'll be in the back pocket of EG as they get later into this post. But Jaw, with his ult online, wants to get a bit of a fight here. He's really buying a lot of time off this clock. The Omen is still far away from Lev on this rotate. Door being closed in his face, though. APOF has to go in. And King just swings at the perfect time. Now Jaw set up on a stun towards the backside. A double there. He won't find the last one, but the time has already gone so far. A Rolling Thunder as insurance. It'll get committed. That spike is not being defused today. Leviatán forced to sit and wait on the site. They'll find a kill, but it'll be EG's round.
I guess at the end, Lev are going to be happy they got the Rolling Thunder out, but don't forget, they spent both Calm and Mizzino's ult at the start of that one. We're definitely looking to have a chance to win in that. We're going to hit the brakes for a second, because I just saw an op purchase for Icebox on this Neon. It's been pretty guns blazing from him so far, but looking to take a little bit more of a line-holding approach with that gun.
What do you make of it? It seems hard to get value against a Fade, a Breach, and Neon who's running through. There's a lot of util to clear him.
I don't like it in general, but as a pace change from Lev, I don't necessarily mind it. Especially because I think EG have been creeping up rather slowly into mains. They're holding a lot of their util for the execs. That's tough.
So Coach Ito popped up. We'll call his timeout now. Again, that night and day change from Shanghai to stage 2. The fundamentals have looked absolutely incredible for Leviatán. Icebox was just a showcase of it.
And I think his focus here is going to be talking about Leviatán's retakes, how they get into the B site, because so far every round, EG have sort of let Jaw go loose and fight deep towards their spawn, fight around Pillar. Leviatán need to be a little crisper in their early spacing, maybe commit a little more util instead of saving it for B main. Because of how active EG are getting, it's not all that common on Sunset to play a very active post plant, especially on that B site.
Icebox has his op trained towards B main. And if this comes down to a retake on A, that op could become more of a liability than an asset.
It kind of forces Lev to fight off of these Cypher trips a little more aggressively. I think they're trying to fake pressure over towards A because, look, they've got the fault line ready to go. They're going to send out a dart off the rip too, I would imagine. But it's just Cypher util held behind.
And EG sees no one follow up off that util.
The whole idea is use this util to push them into the up, to push EG into Icebox, but EG just aren't biting at the time.
They're just going to commit into A. Supa has an entry onto Tex. Icebox's op actually could get some value here, as Apoth on the lurk will peek back into main.
Spike down.
But while all this is going on, Lev has somehow taken back control. There's a shot for Icebox, and now a 2v2 on the site. Supa's already found one, but needs to help his teammate reclaim that spike. And they'll get a plant.
Should be a gun for Icebox to switch over to. Up in shop, he ditches the op early so he doesn't make a sound. He's gonna come in here quietly with King, actually using that smoke to cross to the other side. Clear out the majority of main. How far does King want to go? He's going all the way around, Mimi.
Icebox has a stun. He can pull some pressure off his teammate.
A Paranoia 2 from King. Smoke just came up on the recharge.
And EG are doubled up. One spotted. Stun is good. Slide in for Icebox, running them down! He's a menace.
The spot from Icebox there, and King is instantly ready to snap on the Paranoia. That is a good retake. And that's what they needed, right? Lev had been struggling in that department. This time it's 2-on-2, a very chaotic situation. But they coordinate perfectly together to win that one out.
And that's how Lev tie this game back up. This round was looking all EG's. But that late kill found on the lurk from Icebox's operator and the recovery of that rifle in the late round keeps him in it.
EG maybe attacking a day faster this round. It's basically the same setup. Op still over towards B. Lev showing similar default utility, just a new location to send the dart out from.
Again, though, the utility is just completely disrespected here, and EG have main control.
What EG don't have is the perfect buy. Never been able to get a foothold and string together a few comfortable rounds. But EG are just going to look to fish here with Jagamo. They've got the fault line ready to go off of Jaw's contact, make sure a second player can't swing into the line. And once they're happy, content, they realize, Lev aren't planning to fight us back into elbow. They can creep up a little bit further and maybe look to pop into the site.
EG have waited long enough that the stun and dart from Calm and Mizzino are going to be coming back online now. That's a ton of supportive utility for Tex. But he still has to get it done himself. The players from EG start to pressure. An aftershock forces him out of his angle. Safety found in a cage. A slide in from Jaw. That's an opener for Tex. And no one was there on the trade. So EG, again, locked out. And the lurker killed.
The Omen can't even ult in. Superman has to cancel because there's an up right in his face. 30 seconds left, and they're just funneled into a one-way. It's not going to happen. Simple as that. Leviatán shut it down on the A site.
That round is all about Tex. And honestly, about how long EG waited in letting their util come back online. That meant Breach and Sovadar were both there to support Tex.
Yeah.
He completely isolates those fights with great supportive util from his initiators, and I mean, basically single-handedly wins that round for Lev.
I mean, it's no fun to play the Neon into the Cypher, that's for sure. But on top of that, because EG aren't actually threatening any space into mid, there's now 2 rounds in a row. Lev have been pretty comfortable to stack a lot of players over towards A because Icebox is opping on that forward line in B main. They only need him on that side of the map. It is very easy to just keep bodies on the A side, and because they're not getting faked out by the pauses in the calling from EG, hey, they're ready to just sit, outwait you, outlast you, and eventually EG are gonna have to pull the trigger into a Cypher Sova breach. It's not fun.
So for the second map in a row, Potter will call a round 10 timeout. Last time, they converted 2 off of it and gave themselves at least a chance on Icebox. That's a sick mouse pad.
It's like he's just petting it the whole time.
Do you think that's his cat or just a cat?
I think it's cuter if it's his cat, but it's way funnier if it's just a cat.
Yeah.
Would you consider that to be an evil cat? It is an evil genius.
Possibly.
Possibly?
We
All
gotta
right.
ask the real questions if we get an interview with Jaw. Anyways, this is a critical round for EG out of that timeout.
Is it? They've got 3 sheriffs.
I mean, at least in setting themselves up
Sure.
for these next rounds. If you can get Jaw his ult, which he will, even if he just dies in this one. But still, I mean, 5-7, it's still a lead for Lev.
It's a tough spot to be in. Again, playing quickly here just to get the zappy hands online, but he's down. Jaw can't get around the corner. The bullet tag meant he couldn't b-hop around with the sprint. Now EG quickly moving back into the mid space, but this round is just cooked.
Yeah, practically so. Cypher's changed setup over towards B. There's an operator here as well. And EG will try and funnel through.
You're never ready for the B main op 3 rounds in a row.
Surely not. Here comes that flood. Tex will deal with it beautifully to pick up a double, and now the B main off gets Apoth again.
Apoth is so mad. There is no way he's getting off there 3 times in a row. Icebox isn't even doing anything different. It's the same thing on repeat, but it's working for Lev.
These last 2 rounds, Icebox is no longer playing Neon. He is just playing a turret in main, and it's been getting value.
It's crazy, because this is the 3 rounds after Ito called that timeout,
Yeah.
right? And it's the op in B main, that insane defense over towards the A side. I think this round, obviously, it's an eco, and Jaw dying absolutely blew it up, but EG need to play for mid control, and this time, Lev are again looking for a quick dive down into tiles.
They have the op, though. Maybe this is just to set Icebox up. He does have the ult. Multiple options for the pace here. Could activate off of first shot. Does he want to swing through? King on the angle. Here's shots, but it's just too risky for Icebox to take a duel.
Wow. Calling themselves out of the play after the early pressure. King, though, counter paranoia will force all these players back.
There's a teleport, though. A player is snuck up on him here, and Superman will be able to double up off of it. That's massive for EG. They've gained control of this round, and Icebox is in trouble as his teammate falls, and another kill through the smoke connects.
That was a nice round from EG. The audio deny from the Fade ult. Soup is able to close the gap with the TP. Then also, shout out Jaw's slide there, breaking the op line against Icebox, using the movement to clear that space and get on in. EG still have a chance to tie this game up before the half. I think it's pretty unlikely that Icebox goes for the op another round. It had been working for so long, but for the sake of changing pace alone almost, it might be worth to just grab a rifle back.
I believe he does still have the ultimate, though.
That's true, that's
So
true.
could buy back into the op and still have a faster pace.
It gives you the added flexibility, that's for sure. Honestly, the thing I'm most surprised about is that Lev called themselves off of this early dive, because with 5 seconds left, they're pinging for that tiles dive, right?
Yeah.
maybe the breach fault line wasn't in a great position for it if they thought they were getting aggroed on in mid early enough.
And that is where this op can become a limiting factor, right?
Sure.
Like, it's a lot harder to invest into a play like that, and Icebox will buy back into it.
He's B-main again, Mimi.
He's a menace here.
Ooh, they've never shown the dart here, though. So dart is showing Calm so aggressively here, getting the 100 Fury, and they're still being an op there? That's a little abnormal.
Do EG want to excel through mid? They're one way off for now. Fade Haunt will declare at least one player in market.
Either way, they've got the right read. They need to blow up mid.
Leviatán have players ready to pinch them. 3 players set up in that area. They'll see no one top mid and pivot back towards market.
It's a great pinch back into market. Mazzino, though, pulls out the stun at the wrong time. Maybe, though, he's going to blast them away. Derek takes some damage. Calm gets the ult for the kill, and Mazzino is fighting on through it. Leviatán are just pulling out every single ult in the book. But Jaw has kept Evil Geniuses in the round. Apoth quick to follow, and it's a 3-on-3.
Back into even territory. EG a plant down. And controlling market. This fight could define this round, but they get away. Paranoia used on the reclear, and Lev will meet up and infest the Cypher ult.
Jaw always plays on site, but this time he's been spotted.
He has to do it alone. He's got a stun, set up into the back side of site. The slide is perfection, and King isn't known. Jaw should be a dead man walking. The kill comes through. 2v2, a cam in main. A tap on the spike, Tex fighting. Now a 1v2 for Apoth. Time on his side, King has to stick. Apoth swings, shuts him down, and Apoth has won this round! What a Red Bull clutch to end the half.
Ew, Apoth getting nasty with it there. Delaying so long in the 1v2, keeping his team alive. We're all tied up. I mean, again, like, Leviatán were in such a good position, but Jaw got that forward position on site, got the first kill, and then again, winning this refight, staying on site, assisted by the stun. Set up Apoth perfectly to be able to win this one out on time.
So for the second map in a row, EG show signs of life at the end of the half to recover. It's anyone's game here as we get ready for the second. But before the pistol round, a special guest standing by with Elizabeth.
Thank you very much, folks. I am here with someone you may recognize if you've seen a lot of the games, because she is always here. This is Kaylee. Kaylee with the beautiful pink hair and stunning smile. Now, Kaylee, you are in photos. You're always watching the games. We were talking about earlier. Who is your favorite team?
I have to say Sentinels right now, not to be basic. I was an NRG fan, but right now I do have to go with Sentinels, so sorry.
Thank you, one person in the back screaming. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to dig deep. What's going on with NRG? Why are you leaving them behind?
Look, I still love them. They have a place in my heart, but I don't know what's going on. That's a question for them that they have to figure out. But the track record, I'm so sorry.
I think they're sorry too, but okay. So who's your favorite player in Sentinels? I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna see. Can we say it on 3? 1, 2, 3. Zelsis. Like a book. Jock, you hear I'm coming for your job. Anyways, so you're here with your, who is this?
This is Ben.
And Ben is?
My friend.
Ben, here. She's not here. Talk to me. What is it?
It's like a first date hangout.
Oh, okay. Let's okay. Now throw these away. Don't need these anymore. Okay. So okay, wait. Okay. So like, what do you think of her?
Oh, she's amazing. Yeah, I don't know. She's fun.
Yeah, say more.
You want
what do you like? What's her like? Was she funny? Is she like?
Yeah. She's fun to talk to. She has a great smile.
Great smile.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, great smile is great. Can I see that smile? Look at that smile! Oh my God, no wonder you're here. All right, now what's great about him?
Okay, he does have an incredible smile, I have to say that.
Look at that. And he makes his own jerseys. Can you stand up? Can we see your own jersey? Look at this. Why buy merch when you can make it with tape? I'm gonna leave these two lovebirds alone. So Mimi and Ender, please take it away.
I guess Swift Play is not the only dating app.
Mimi, I'm so uncomfortable right now. I feel like I wasn't supposed to watch that. All right, but we got to settle back in because this game is locked in at 6-6. EG fought back big at the end of the first half, but like Icebox, he is farming. And Jogamo, he wants to get back on there, getting active back into mid.
Apoth stuck into this position deep, will try and escape. Mazzino prevents it, and that flash is perfect on the reclear. Haunt not enough to keep Jaw alive, and Lev, for the 4th time this series, have an advantage in a pistol round.
Wait, that was a team flash.
Was it?
Yeah, Mazzino still has 2 flashes.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Leviatán gonna pump the brakes just a little bit. Because they know, just like an Icebox, EG fall down in numbers and they start to get active, creeping up into mid, but has Mazzino left just too early?
It's brutal, Mazzino. How does he adjust for that? That's ridiculous! Poor Derek is left alone now. The mechanics on that man.
Like, I've always known Mazzino is good, but there's been something about stage 2 where it just looks different, Mimi. He is just on fire. Door closed now in the face of Derek. He's getting nothing on the way, except a ghost, I suppose. But this would be the 2nd pistol of the game now for Lev.
A one-way in his face as well.
Find you. Spike planted.
And Derek's haunt broken. King is even going to have another one-way to cycle. A paranoia. Swing through. Icebox down, but the trade is good. And Lev, they can't lose these pistols.
No, they can't. I really hope we can see what ended up happening with the flashes there in mid. Bit of a blunder coming on in. I'll see this once again. Next, Mazzino's got... Yeah. Actually,
I think it was a flash coming from top mid. It might have just been like a slight blind when that breach flash is behind you.
Yeah, either way, Mazzino's picking up the kills.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
EG stacked 4 towards A this round.
Revealing areas.
But Lever heading towards B. Dart broken, Apoth falling back.
Apoth actually still has the camera to place. Maybe as a retake option for the team. Very rare you see that ability held on to.
EG want a full clear through mid here, try and flush any lurk out, but the lurker is still buying guns.
Yeah, Texel was not too sure about his investment to start the round.
Caught by this stun though. Apoth jiggles. Stun is not quite good enough. Tex now.
He's got the moves.
He's just buying time here. How much can he get? 1 kill. That might just be enough. Information gained off of that, and Leviatán will flip the map and play from CT.
Yeah, actually getting ready to refight into market. Great calling from Lev. Anticipating the moves of EG, but EG have actually gone all the way and around. Back into spawn. And I mean all the way back into spawn. They're buying guns too, Mimi.
You gotta have it. I think just trying to play containment here.
Yeah.
Stop these guns from getting away.
Yeah, Lev bought some big guns in the 2nd round. They know that's the tendency of Leviatán. Let's go for that big round 3 purchase. Somehow Lev just found their way out of this, no problem. Navigated it perfectly. Apart from Derek's ghost. Good lord.
Right there.
Wait, whoa.
It's fine.
Okay,
he ran back into it.
I was like, he did not die to the spike. And he gets back in. It's all good. He gets his money.
8-6 now, the lead for Leviatán, and as they've been doing in pretty much every one of these round 2s, they buy a lot of rifles, go for a little FPX buy, and get themselves a great opportunity to win the bonus here.
Great fighting odds here, but the big ultimates to keep your eye on, right? You've got Derek, who's just 1 off of the Nightfall, 2 off of the Breach ult on the opposite side. Could become a factor in the post plant here, especially on Leviatán's side. Mazzino would love to work into a main, farm up an orb, get the plant down, then the Rolling Thunder just goes super aggressive in the post.
Icebox is playing close on this smoke. A stun is ready to go.
Jogamo right there too. Neon's about to walk into each other, but there's a fault line ready to go from Nature, popping on through his jaw. Apoth there as well. King instantly traded out. EG destroy that mid setup from Lev.
Tex and Mazzino now. We'll get the plant down on B, but a flank is coming through, and Tex will be the man of the hour. And Nick, you're ahead of the teammates. They're just swinging one by one, and he gets every kill but one. Mazzino in the 1-on-2. The man has been a beast this match.
10 seconds away from the fault line. 1 kill, and he has the ult. If he can use that one to get the first, this round could be his.
Here's Giorgimo jumping around the corner. A haunt, broken, slide in. An isolated duel, but Derek wins it. Massive recovery there for EG. That could have gone so badly for them.
That was a pristine jaw round. I mean, even at the end there, seeing him wait out, play off of the haunt, delay that swing around until he's turned around the other corner, but right here, deleting the Icebox, running straight past him, coming back in mid on the re-clear. It's very nice play all around from him.
One enemy remaining.
But that was just the bonus for Lev. They're going to have money back in, and crucially, they have ults online now. Rolling Thunder to build a play off of here.
I'm out of here.
Jaw staying quiet in B main yet, just ready to pop off of contact perhaps. Can he get the timing to cross? No. Spotted out by King, and that'll force him straight on back.
But King doesn't know if he crossed or not, so they'll have to put a drone in to re-clear this space.
Both teams had actually committed early smokes into mid. Top mid there, over there as well. But neither team actually took that space. Just giving it up in its entirety as Lev reset back into A.
And this is all gone to EG's plan. Leviatán are gonna find their way into this Cypher setup late.
EG are gonna know this pretty early. This cam has very forward information on Elbow. Still, look how EG haven't moved at all. I think it was just text that was seen, so they think it's a lurker moving into A, actually.
Yeah, Prowler to re-clear mid. 2 players working up a flank. This is all about the retake for EG. And for Lev, dealing with these tripwires, not letting anyone fall on this execute. They'll achieve that goal for now. But they're very cautious of a flood retake.
Very methodical, too, dealing with that Cypher util. Focusing all their tension over on Chop. Ult comes in, but no one's there. EG completely zipped their way out of the area. They can now get the retake themselves.
Superman on a flank, and Apoth fighting from spawn. Lev are trapped on this site, surrounded from multiple sides, but the crossfires are good, and that, I believe, just a forward trade gonna get value onto Giorgimo. Trade is there from Apoth. Here comes the utility. Icebox, a massive stun, buys time, space for him and King on the site, and this off angle is nasty. King for a double, Icebox as well. Leviatán, the fundamentals in these post plants are on point.
That was real nice. Right, you've got Tex holding on to a tripwire to deal with the Neon on the retake. Really hard to work past that. You're not diligently clearing into the space. And then also just the smokes they kept putting back over towards backside. Had really nice crossfires going on every angle. You could see it was very uncomfortable for EG to get back into that area. Leviatán seem to not really want to play offsite at all. They want to fight EG in every close corridor they can manage.
And EG down to another half by here.
EG looking to re-clear back over into A main, perhaps. How much do they actually want to go, though? Jago's got the Guardian in hand to pick if he can escape with that one. Nice little flash to set up the fight, but he's got to go in. Now that's 3 players seen over towards the A side of the map. Now, Leviatán, you can't instantly accelerate towards the B side because that Neon is so fast, you could very easily have her over there in just 15 seconds. And there's still all the Cypher utility you got to worry about on that side, too. The stall is pretty impressive from a Paranoia and the Cypher.
EGF 4 towards mid.
I mean, Lever trying to set up a fake, probably a drone into the B site, and then maybe just sending Icebox in behind it to get that space over into A, but in an anti-eco, spreading up like this with only 40 seconds left of the round is a lot. They are banking on the over-rotates from EG.
And EG have held strong. Derek. Haunt will reveal at least one, and now here comes the rotates. Jawjumo's gonna be fast to make his way back towards A, and the fight in mid is critical. Calm dealing with 3 different players. Apop chipping away on the swing, will connect with the classic. Derek has one of his own, and suddenly an advantage gain for EG. Jaw outmaneuvering Icebox, but will lose in the duel when it matters. Still, EG pull it off. What a thrifty.
I mean, Leviatán just spent so much time trying to set up that fake, and then they didn't even sell it all that well. If you want to do that, I think you actually have to put Icebox into the site, but they thought the fast rotate was going to be enough to make the A hit work.
That's the first time this match where I feel like I've seen glimmers of that. Leviatán in the lower final against G2, the team that showed up at Shanghai and had some sloppy moments in the late round. It's just one round.
Sure.
But it does give inroads here for EG.
Yeah, I mean, it's an eco now for Lev. EG's Classics also did an insane amount of work. Quick reposition from Jaw. He's having fun with it, just making the sound of taking into that mid space.
Lev are just straight up hitting B this round. Icebox ult, and Supa picked off his perch. Opening kill there. Tex making trouble in mid, but the spike is gonna come down now. And EG have a tough position here. Derek still managing to take down Tex.
That double market hold is really what's so hard. They've got to go full in through Boba, or just send Derek on his own into market. So far, Lev still playing on the site. That's just giving over a free kill. Jawjumo opens things up coming into backside, though, but even he can't deal with King. Nature is there, and now the round falls just about apart.
Hunter's Fury has all the hopes of Leviatán riding on it. One tag through. Neon running him down. Jawjumo is so damn fast. Halfway done, and the defuse coming through. What a heads-up play from Jaw. He was ready for that Sova ult. Knows how his former teammate is gonna play.
You could also see Apop too was sticking for that half. Even if he was going to die, he knew that time was actually getting a little bit tough there. Managed dodging away from that second tag of the Hunter's Fury regardless. But EG absolutely locked in since that eco. Kept things competitive here.
So Lev now back onto the rifles. We'll put their attention back on mid.
It's interesting how little Jaw has really fought over A main space. Doing a lot of this mid look.
My eyes are down.
And Icebox didn't really fight over that space either on the defensive side. With a smoke put down, a wall to threaten crossing over, it makes it pretty hard even to hold out from market. Apop's still taking his chances on that line, but doesn't feel necessarily fully confident in his top mid hold.
Oh, that's a great stun. Wow. Both EG players caught out by it. And the trading is lovely there. Tex and Icebox swinging together.
I mean, King's even ulting into the back of Boba.
Yeah.
I don't even know if EG can play this round out. Maybe if they can find an over-aggressive King, but even then, Icebox is the one holding first contact from market. No, this one's over.
Yeah. Look at the money on Apop and Supa.
And really, the difference made there was that Leviatán were able to get up into B main, put their breach right there, and then get that gnarly fault line going straight down. Icebox throws actually didn't even throw a stun of his own to get into market, just slid right on in on the back of that. EG are going to be very mindful of those mid splits coming after this.
Go, go, go! And Icebox again that round, getting great value. Just following up on that fault line. They've been conditioning these really slow rounds in mid, never actually activating into these fast pushes. So EG have felt comfortable to play these more forward angles.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, I mean, 2 players stunned. Even the way that Lev scale into that, right? You've got Icebox taking the right-hand side, the teammate with him scales to the left of that ticket booth. Very hard to deal with.
And that's really difficult to do as well. When you're playing with the Neon, it's really easy to let your timing between teammates get off. The Neon gets way ahead on a stun, or excuse me, a slide. Doesn't happen there for Lev. But that save means EG still have good money for this round.
But they do. Nature actually playing deep on B site to get some kind of a fault line angle after the tripwire's broken, but after the trip goes down, it's very hard to play aggressively on that side of the map. The fault line already used, as a matter of fact. I like that Lev have put this control into B main early. It's very hard for EG to pivot back into fighting aggressively into B main because they've shown over towards the A side. That's where Jaw is. So EG are going to play effectively without info over this entire area of the map for the rest of the round.
But they do have this forward jiggle on A main. And that Prowler in mid is heard for Leviatán, so they'll react into this A site. Paranoia,
the
stun as well for Jaw.
Yeah, they don't see anything. They know someone's up there, but they don't know about the double hold. Now calling everyone back into King, who's just been set up over here on the B site.
And Tex does not have any util left on this site. Or excuse me, that's Apoth, of course.
EG are called the rotates. They're coming in quickly. They're gonna have 4 or 5 players ready to pre-take.
30 seconds left.
Into backside, 2 players. Already spotted out, that's a good stun for Icebox. He'll swing off of it in the slide. The shot is beautiful, but Jaw will reply in kind. Mazzino flicks around and cuts it down to Derek. All popped, but the fight's too good.
I mean, EG had everyone there, and it just did not matter. Leviatán run them over. The fights into backside all going their way. Lev continue to stay locked in their fighting together. And EG are going to call a quick timeout after that. That is a brutal round to lose. 5 on 5 on the site like that? That can't be happening.
It's this duo again, Mazzino and Icebox. That second wave of the stun to fight back into the site here.
When the first backside player is stunned and then the trades didn't quite come in. The slide from Jaw. Having a bit of a tougher game so far. But it's all hands on deck now with just 2 rounds away from Lev winning this map. Don't forget, a win here from Lev would lock them into playoffs.
And I think there were some questions about the Icebox Neon. We haven't seen it since Masters Tokyo, and it wasn't the best back then. But with these new buffs in place, he has looked insane. Back-to-back top performances on the game.
I think it is fair to say questions answered.
Yes.
Icebox Neon, good. Icebox generally, pretty good.
I'd agree to that. So big round here for EG. Basically make or break.
EG, after giving up so much control over B main in the previous round, this time sending Jaw over that space again. Last time he played it, he just shift walked up into that area. We'll see how he approaches it this time around.
Shadows traveling.
Smoke over into A, maybe faking the presence. They're just bundled up together.
Gotta go.
Icebox just want to slide on this one. Smoke will keep him back and level reset.
Bit strange. Seems like EG just want to fight together on the B site. Maybe not too much more than that. Now stepping back into that mid space. Sent a Prowler that cleared out into bot tiles, and now Nature just holds this fault line. So the second Jaw sees anything, there's an insta-stun, and there will be no trades.
2 players spotted. Bottom mid. But it's all about Jaw still. Here comes that stun. Icebox gets away from it. And now Jaw has to retreat himself.
It's tough. It was a nice look for Evil Geniuses, but it's just not a kill. And they need kills right now.
Solid call for Lev, though. They'll head back towards A late as King gets a kill onto Supa. Is he going to draw rotations? Not yet.
That's no smokes, no paranoia on a retake. And right now, this A site, not so strong for EG. Apoth's going to try his best to play off the trips, but
30
they
seconds
just don't have the team ready to go. And the Lev are going to pop quick into this one.
Yeah, Apoth in trouble. He has to run away from this one. Tag.
They found my wire.
Will cut him out of the sight. The trips are all down.
Mazzino still has the Rolling Thunder. He could fight back into CT with this one.
But he wants to get the plant first. Rolling Thunder ready to go. A stun. Instead, committed. He'll wait a moment. Off the next wave of util, that Rolling Thunder will get ripped. But they're fighting instead towards Elbow and have isolated duels against King. Amid the chaos, he'll get one. But the trade comes back in. 2v3. 1 player on the site. Calm has a trade angle. And Nature, that was an opportunity with shots from Calm. Could lose this round, but Mazzino is too damn good in the clutch.
Mazzino just can't lose today. Lev are laughing about it. Everything is coming up Lev. Even when the breach ult is dodged out for the most part, even when EG have a numbers advantage, Lev are just too clutch. I mean, he starts out from back on slant here, getting those 2 kills just off of nice timings. I mean, every single way he fights, isolating those ones and doing it perfectly.
Yeah, Come feeling relieved there. That whiff doesn't count him doesn't cost them the round.
It's hard now.
This is fast. Icebox excelling into the site, but Super not getting cleared. There's so many players on just the other side. He'll line up a double. Trades there from Icebox though. But still a camp to work with for Apoth, and there's still control here for EG.
Derek is so far away from the rest of the team though. EG do not have 4 players ready to retake just yet. This gives a lot of room for Lev to breathe, and they're fighting back over into market. Look at Icebox go, jumping, diving around. His jaw comes on the trade, but Icebox is still standing, looking for more. But it's all on King now, and the spike has yet to be planted.
Derek is low in mid, but Nature is not watching for this one. He's not ready.
Oh, come on!
He'll get the kill. Now an open B site. That Fade Hunt reveals the location of Derek. A 1v1 to make playoffs. But Derek wrapping. A walk through spawn and a reposition to main. Only 35 HP on Derek. And King primed on the angle. Time working in his favor.
He's looking in all the wrong places.
I'll find you.
Fade Haunt into main. King dodges it, but Derek somehow still wins the round.
He wins those?
Keeping EG alive in an impossible situation.
Okay. We're not done yet.
Hell of a shot on only 35 health.
His one shot to body right there. And still winning it through. I mean, Icebox is just doing the nastiest things over in market. But Derek was the one to take him down. His teammates looking the wrong way. He's the one to step up in the clutch. Derek has been having a game. While Icebox has been flying on the other side, Derek has quietly amounted 22 kills. One around here. And clutch when it matters too.
All 5 members of Lev set up towards A. A contact into main to start. Icebox very deep on this angle, but revealed by a Haunt and tucks away for a moment.
Lev have been trying to crank up the heat these last few rounds. It's no difference here. Derek again. Oh, man. He keeps it happening, but now EG, they're all stuck inside of the site. Nature turns it right back around, fighting with their backs against the wall. This time, Derek is looking the wrong way.
So EG need to make magic happen again. 2 players left on a retake. Superman and Apoth. Both are spotted. Mazzino has been sublime in this position before, tucked towards slant. 20 kills to his name, a paranoia in his face, and Super takes him down. Reposition for King, it's canceled. Super holding halfway. Super is sticking. Palm is running him down, and King on the trade. Leviatán, welcome to playoffs.
Coming down to the wire at the end, but this was an elite Leviatán performance. Starting it off so clean on Icebox. Playing together just about perfectly. Certainly challenged here on this second map. EG not making things easy. But the Icebox Neon Sunset debut here in 2024 is looking good as always.
He drops 25 on the agent.
Not too
Zeno
shabby.
right there behind him. The improvement from this team has been incredible. Since Itopata took control as the head coach and they came back from Shanghai, the fundamentals have been so much improved. The performances from players like Mazzino and Tex have stepped up big time as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, this team is just the regular season destroyers. Now they're 7-1. I mean, the last regular season game they lost was their first game of stage 1. They have won every single thing since then in the regular season. Only dropped 4 maps, as a matter of fact.
They look dangerous. A big win for these boys. I think striking a really good balance as well of finding some of these new creative comps, playing some of their old fundamentals as well.
And I mean, honestly, like at times, you know, when they play together, it's so good. But also when they are set down and put down, you can see them always looking for a little bit more. That's when the individuals can really shine. But the pace changes throughout their defensive half were very good, and definitely something EG had to warm up into playing against.
And for EG, I mean, couldn't get a leg up in this game, losing every pistol, had some chances to recover on map 2, but really this was a lockout.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately EG will remember that on rifles, they were just about even with them. With Lev, it was those pistols. They've got to get going their way. It's been a struggle a little bit for this team. But they're not out of things just yet, although EG are sitting right on that edge of top 6 at the moment.
But they're in the danger zone. Cloud9, G2 right there with them. They don't have the head-to-head against either of those teams. I mean, they're basically relying on winning out to have a chance here. But Leviatán are the team of the hour. They've made it into playoffs, and let's check in with one of their members, with Liz in a Verizon post-match interview.
Thank you very much, Mimi and Ender. Great work as always on the casting desk. But I'm here with Mazzino, everyone. You were talking to me. I said I thought it was a great performance. You're like, oh, a little shaky, a little shaky. Why did you? Yeah, you can scream for Mazzino. That's totally okay.
Thank you.
Why did you think your performance or your team's performance was a little shaky?
Only on the second map mostly, because we were overcooking a little too much, but we got it fixed and we just closed it around the map.
When you say overcooking, can you explain a little bit more what you mean by that?
Like, we think too much about things, you know? That's the main thing.
That's real. You and I were just talking, and you told me that now that Leviatán have secured playoffs, which is incredible, and I'm sure yes, and everyone's very excited for you. If you were to make champions, this would be your 4th time. You told me.
I think 4th or 3rd, one of those.
A big number. Most people have made 0, Mazzino.
Yeah, that's
You are adding to your times you attended champions. What would it mean to go for another time? Because is it like, oh, we've done this before, I'm ready to show what I got, or does it mean something really special every single time?
Every single time is special, I think, because every single time I want to win the champion, because this is like my objective, you know?
Right.
And yeah, it's special every time.
What would it mean to win with these boys?
I think to win like with everyone is gonna, for me, it's gonna be awesome, and like representing Chile and everything is perfect for me.
You will be facing other teams in playoffs. Would you like to say anything to your possible opponents?
I don't care really who you are, but we're gonna beat you.
Well, on that note, everyone, give it up for Mazzino one more time. Thank you so much, Mazzino. We're gonna head to a break, but stay right there because we have one more match after this.
Line's been drawn. They're picked to pieces.
Cloud9 are so good.